Welcome, everyone, to the Full Armor of Game podcast, episode number 58. This one's going to be called The Life of a True Player. The Life of a True Playa. We have a special guest. Before we get started, I am the Czar of Dating. We have the texting Prince Adam, and we have an amazing guest who came back by the name of Kamil. You guys probably remember him on an older episode where he was giving everyone fashion tips. If you haven't seen that episode, check it out live on our YouTube channels. And you guys have some great pictures, some great fashion tips with Kamil, the Polish gangster. And we wanted to bring him back because he found one of the most beautiful girls I've seen, who's Polish, Kamil, right?
Polish. I love
Yeah,
the Polish.
so Kamil's Polish. He found the beautiful Polish girl. He learned everything we taught him in the Players University. He got our courses. He read the ebooks. He took the seminar. And let me tell you something. In my opinion, he scored one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. So I had to give him a lot of respect for that. He's going to talk about how that happened. He's also going to give us some fashion tips. But you're glowing right now, Kamil. I don't know what you've been doing, but you have that glow to you. And now I know why all these women are attracted.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. This is Sparta! Sparta! Put on the whole armor of
game.
This is where we fight! And these shield boys!
Maybe it's a gift. It's a gift from Eliza. She was a good one. But the thing is, I think the biggest thing was from the beginning, everything went perfect, the way you would want it to be. I had about 4 girls in the rotation. Everything was going perfect, all Polish. And then I met her. And within 3 weeks, I left all of them for her. But she had to fight for me. And just start that she had to fight for me was huge. Was so I could tell right away. And then every time I told her that about other girls, other women, oh my God, it makes them go crazy. I would stand behind her. I just make her like, what the fuck? What is going on? When I would say, yes, I am seeing other girls. I'm gonna keep seeing other girls until I decide to make one my girlfriend.
Now, did she ask you if you were seeing other girls, or did you bring it up yourself? Because a lot of guys have a misconception where they have to show women they're pre-selected. They have to prove to them. They have to tell them. When me and Adam tell guys that women can tell who the players are, you don't have to bring it up or brag unless if they ask you, are you dating other women? Are you seeing anyone else? That's where we tell you guys to be honest.
Right, absolutely. Every time they do.
And Kamil, real quick though, when you said you had a couple girls in your rotation and then you met her, where did you meet her? Was it a dating app? Was it in person, or how did that go about?
Oh, that was the crazy story. So she's actually on. She's on Instagram. We followed each other on Instagram, and she liked 4 of my pictures. So then I wrote to her. I said, "Hey, I have an important question in Polish." I wrote. And she said, "What's the question?" And then I read it, and I didn't respond for like 2 hours after that. I didn't say anything. and then I wrote to her, why haven't you written to me yet? She's like,
Perfect.
and she said, "Oh, why would I?" I said, I'm a gentleman, ladies first. And then it just started like that. And everything kept always going perfect by the book, pretty much. The whole relationship was, she fought for me. She made my life better in every single way, every single day. She gave me her best. She gave me her heart. It was, and the thing is, even my friend knows her. And he's like, man, I met her before. I thought she's a bitch. She appeared to me, and she said, yes, I always was, but with you, I feel like a little girl. I've never felt like this in my life. Nobody ever made me feel the way you make me feel. There was a crazy story with that actually when me and her talked about it when I was in Poland on vacation. I went by myself. That's great. But she said that we had an incident here where she was a little bit worried about her safety, and she said, "I've been in situations before in my life where I should have been scared, and I never was. But now that you have me in the feminine state, I'm scared that she's actually a girl. Like, now she's scared. She's not a tough girl anymore. She feels that. She felt it. She noticed that in herself. And I learned for the first time that now I understand what the feminine state is, and how to keep her there. And I did everything right, man. It never changed. I
That
never comply. Anything. If she didn't like something about me, I did it anyways. I did it to. I just couldn't comply. You can't comply, and they love you so much more. You cannot change nothing about yourself, even if it's the smallest or the biggest thing.
An example might be, oh, Camille, I don't like your beard. Why don't you trim your beard for me? Right? Most men will comply the next day, or maybe even that day. They'd go like, okay, babe, let me go start trimming my beard. But you don't comply. You say, oh, you don't like my beard? Good, because I'm going to grow it out even longer now for you.
Right.
Okay. And women will keep testing you like that. But an interesting thing you said was she treated your friend like a bitch, or she was acting like a bitch to your friend. She was acting
Appeared to him. She appeared to him
yeah,
as
but when they actually meet a guy they're attracted to and a guy they respect, they're not going to act that way towards you.
no, not at all. She was a little girl. She said she never felt she felt like a little girl the whole time. I made her feel like
I
that.
think that's just a really big point to hit on for the listeners because so many guys think it's all about like, well, I just need to find a girl that's going to be feminine and submissive to me. And it just doesn't work like that. Women become feminine and submissive when they feel that strength, that masculine man on the other side. You can meet the same girl, just like you said, the same girl will appear cold, difficult, masculine to one guy, and she will appear completely feminine, sweet, submissive, supportive to a different guy. And it's the girl's the same, but it's the guys on the other end, how they're behaving, how they're holding themselves that creates that shape, that change in women. So guys going around thinking they're going to find a perfect unicorn, it's like, no, you've got to level up your game and then you become the guy that can unlock the little unicorn in these women as you go around, date them and hang out with them.
Yeah, we're not talking about a feminist or a liberal. We're talking about women, maybe depending on their environment or the bitch men that they've dealt with in the past. They could slightly be in their masculine until they meet you. And that's earned for them to be in their feminine. That's earned for them to be submissive towards you. But you have to earn that and unlock that, like Adam said. And I think that's exactly what you did, Camille.
Camille, is there a specific example that you said when that she would try to get you to do things and you're like, no, I'm not going to comply? Was there anything that came up in your mind that you can think of?
I had one recently. I almost complied, man. And it made me feel sick to my stomach because I haven't failed a single test. I haven't messed up at all. And it's crazy because she'll tell me that I hate you, I hate you. But I'm like, great, perfect. That doesn't even matter. That doesn't matter if you hate me or not because I got you. There's nothing you can do. I'm untouchable. I can do whatever the hell I want as long as I don't change. And she would love me forever and never and ever, and never would cheat on me. That's like unthinkable. Never, impossible. I'm the only thing in her head.
So what did she do?
So I did have that right. So what happened was we were coming back home and we were planning to go out to some Polish bar and I said, hey, I want to party hard tonight. Let's go out there and party. And she said, oh, I really don't really want to. And she was like, oh, I don't want to. Since since you're gonna get too drunk or something. And then I said, Okay, fine, we're not gonna go. And then I sat there in my car for like 30 minutes while I was driving. In my stomach, I'm starting to feel sick. I'm like, man, this is not good. I cannot. I know she's mad, but I cannot. I cannot comply. And but we got home, and I told her, listen, it has to be my way. I will go get dressed. We're gonna go. And she says, no, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go home. Then go. I'm gonna go get dressed. I'm gonna leave. Obviously, she went with me, and we had a good time.
Damn.
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a great
Damn.
way
I
to
love that.
handle that then. So she was basically like, nope, we're not doing it. I'm going home. And you're like, all right, that's fine. I'm going to go out and have a good time. And then she decided, well, I'm going to go with you then. I don't want you out with these other women. I know what you're
Exactly.
capable
Well,
of,
and
Camille.
that's it here because everywhere we go, I'm always dressed good. I look good. They're always looking, and when you were the girl, that's when the girls are looking. So it's like a double. It gets you double.
Camille, she knew, like Adam said, she was
And she
not letting
knew.
you go by yourself. She's like, I am not letting this asshole go by himself because she knows what's going to happen.
Bro, she did. She did. She knew. She knew. Oh my gosh, she even went to a psychic, and the psychic told her, he's been with a lot of women, right? Crazy, bro. I was
And she's
laughing.
probably like, I know. That's why I
Like,
love
yeah,
him.
she's like, yeah, I know. He told me. I told everything. I never lied. Never had to lie about anything. I was just me. I didn't change, and I didn't comply. No, I made every single decision. I played all the music in the car every single time. I drive every time. I never let her. I mean, unless you know, sometimes I'll let her drive if it's like an emergency, right? Or if we're partying or something, and she'll be the designated driver. But besides that, I'm the man. I don't get driven around. I always drive. I played the music. I made every single restaurant decision. Everything. It was just like that. Even if I asked her, she's like, "Oh, whatever you want." She was perfect. She cooked. She cleaned. She uh, everything that she could do, she did best. If I needed a screwdriver, she had it in her hand 30 seconds before that, ready for me. Anything, anything that was. She literally, she bought me so many gifts. She asking me if I need money. Crazy.
Yeah,
She
if a girl truly likes you, she'll give you money.
everything. She,
That's how
she
you
bought
know
me
if a
so
girl
many
really
gifts.
likes you.
She spent so much money. It was like
She'll spend money on you.
it was crazy. It was weird to accept, because nobody really has like that. But when you can make a girl obsessed with you, and it's not about the money doesn't matter. Really, like you can, if you have the right character and be the right person, you can appear like you have a lot of money. You don't even have to. You can appear like you have good status. If you treat yourself, you have a certain character and carry yourself a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so what
It-
what he's trying to say is your attitude is the most important thing because your attitude can convey that you have money. Your
Right.
attitude, the way you carry yourself can convey that you have status,
Absolutely.
even though
That-
you don't have to be the richest person.
Absolutely,
And
man.
I hope a lot of guys understand that because they think you need money to get women. You need to be like Dan Bilzerian or Andrew Tate to get women. And you don't need to be like them. You could be yourself, but carry yourself with self-respect and be well groomed. Just be well kept up. Take care of yourself. That's all they care about. You don't have to be the best looking dude, even though you have the killer looks, Camille. I mean, obviously, we all know that. Okay. But other guys, as long as they're well groomed, you're okay. And you're not a fat ass. You're not a lard ass.
And some guys think oh, if you had money, you just need money. You just need money. If this same guy had $1 million in his bank account tomorrow, nothing would change. Still a beta simp,
Exactly.
like I
yeah,
said.
because
That's
it's
a good
it's the
thing.
mindset, 100% the mindset. It's
You have to know.
like
You have to know everything. I have the full armor of game from you guys. I learned everything, and I understand it. I totally understand why you even called it that. I feel it, and I feel like I got it. Like you just keep blocking things all day and keep not changing, keep being yourself.
so Camille, can you look back on uh things you're doing now that you didn't do in the past with women? Is there anything that stands out to you that you're like, oh man, this is what I'm doing right now is the right way. Like, can you think back to mistakes you would have made in some of these situations that now you're like, oh, I don't make those mistakes anymore? Is there anything you can pinpoint?
I did the really bad one before. I didn't even know. I held the purse previously.
Ah, the infamous purse holding.
I didn't even know. I thought I was being a nice fucking guy, man. Embarrassing.
Never again. Would you ever do that again, Camille?
She tried me twice. She tried me twice. And I just said, I'm
I
sorry.
told you, see what we tell guys, Adam? Just because you pass a shit test once, they're gonna try again. If
Hey,
they
bro.
ask you to open the car door, oh, you're not gonna open the car door for me, they're going to ask you again and again because they want to see, are you really that dude or were you pretending?
Right. And you know what? The second one, she had nice white pants on and she needed to go into a porta potty on a concert we were at. And she's like, hey, no, can you please just hold it this one time? I'm sorry, baby. No, I can't. Nope. It's just okay.
I love that because if I
Never,
was a woman,
never fucked up even once, bro. I did everything right the whole time. Never fucked up once. Nothing. It's crazy. And they're just yours. It's crazy. I've never. That's my first time. I'm able to, and I see it all. I know all the mistakes I did previously, and now and now I just don't make any, and it's amazing.
Camille, I want to ask you so out of all the women you were dating, you had a rotation of 4 women. What did you like about her the most? What were the qualities you look
Oh,
for?
she brought value to my life immediately. Every single day, she brought value to my life in some way. Even when she wasn't here, I need something. Oh, she left it for me. Everything she did, everything she did everything right too on her end. It was awesome, and I have not. She was amazing. I have not a single bad thing to say about her, and I could never. I respect her forever, and I was with
The key that you said there was she added value to your life.
every single day. It was crazy. The other girls never did. She would do all my laundry, do all my dishes. She'd say, "Baby, I'm sorry I didn't do the dishes yet," or "Baby, I'm sorry I'll do the dishes tomorrow morning." I never had to ask her to do anything, but that's what she would say. Everything. It's just I've never. I won't find better ever for sure. It's impossible. I just don't see how somebody could be better because in every single way she gave her best and she's amazing. It was crazy experience. It was really cool. But like I said, I can't even imagine how somebody could be better.
Camille, what would you tell if you had a young 21-year-old you met at a bar, some young guy, and he had no game? What could be some tips you could give him that you think would help him be better with women?
The biggest ones I always say is never defend yourself. Always go with it. Never change. I will just keep saying that you have to be yourself. You have to make every single decision for the relationship. But you know you don't have to be crazy rich. That has nothing to do with it. Don't be a loser. You know, have a normal looking car. Have your own place. If you want to meet women and have a regular life, you don't have to be. If you have game, it's and you understand it, and you can and you become it. And some guys say, "Oh, it's fake." You learn new things and you improve and you become that man. And it is me now, and it's worked with it's so easy to meet girls now.
What if this guy, though, if you said you got to be yourself, which we understand, Czar and myself and you understand what it means by being yourself, but to a guy that doesn't have game and he hears be himself, he's still probably going back to his beta simp, what he learned from the movies and all that stuff about, oh, being myself is making sure she's comfortable, all that. Like what game piece? If a guy didn't have game and he's like, hey, how do I get better with women? What are a couple things you could tell him?
You being the prize.
Perfect.
You already said that, but that is you have to know that but you also have to be. You also have to be the prize. And once you know that, there's no way that they can still try to fight me. She would very rarely try to start an argument. I would shut it down. Absolutely not. There is no fighting. I was fully in control of the relationship 100% of the time. And it was awesome. I really it was an amazing experience.
And guys, being yourself, that just means you're not there to seek her approval. You're not there to seek her validation. You're not there to try to get her to like you. You are who you are. You walk with confidence. You are the prize because you act like it. You're not faking it. So you're not trying to impress anyone. That's what we mean when we tell you guys just be yourself around women. And that's why a lot of guys will say, "Oh, I always attract the ugly women I'm not attracted to, but the ones I want, I can't get them." That's because the ones that are ugly, you're acting yourself around them. You're not afraid to say something. You're not afraid to call them out on their shitty behavior. You're not afraid to be honest with them. You're not afraid to say something bold. But around these nines, tens, these women you find attractive, you're not yourself because you put them up on a pedestal. You're scared to do all those things that you're doing with the ugly women.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think an example like Camille mentioned was when Camille wanted to go out to have fun on the night or out in the town, and she didn't. She wanted to stay in. But Camille being himself is like, no, I want to go out and have a good time, so I'm going to do that. Well, I could say the same thing. It happens to me a lot in reverse, where I don't necessarily like to just go out and have all that. So a lot of women will be like, hey, let's go out, let's go have a good time. And I would be the opposite. But I'm being myself and Camille's being himself. I'd be like, nah, I want to stay in. I've had a, busy day. Like I'm not trying to go out right now. And then if she's like, well, I really want to go out, I would be like, go ahead, you can go out, but I'm staying here. I'm staying in. And that's
Mhm.
me being myself. And Camille on the opposite end is him being himself. He wanted to go out. She wanted to stay in, but he stuck to his guns. So
Yeah.
that's part of like knowing yourself, knowing what you want to do, knowing what you don't want to do, and then not being afraid to put your foot down on either side of that.
And they love you so much more every single time, and they don't even know. They don't even know, you know. And I'm seeing everything. I'm being having all the knowledge and understanding it. It's like I think I could keep her like this forever. For sure, I could keep her. I know how. I just don't make mistakes. And, nothing matters besides you being a man and staying true to yourself and not changing that, whatever it is as extreme as if somebody was hypothetically saying if you do drugs and she hates drugs and you stop doing drugs for her, she will love you less, probably leave you. You can't.
Yeah, I don't think she'll respect you for I honestly
You
don't
can't.
think a woman would respect you because you're supposed to get your shit together before you even get in a relationship. So you're not even at that point where you're still doing drugs when you're with her and then you stop for her.
Yeah. You can't like into that's was just an extreme example how you cannot change at all. You have to stay you, and you can, and it'll have to be okay with her, and they'll stay with you no matter what, as long as you don't change, as long as you keep blocking all the little. Stay a man, keep being the masculine man, and
And the key thing you said, Camille, was you're always in control. You were always in control in that relationship. You made the decisions. You didn't hold her purse. You always drove. I tell guys, always be the guy behind the steering wheel, even if it's her car. If she trusts you and you're confident in your abilities, you tell her, babe, give me the keys. I'm driving. So you always drive her car because you always want to be in control, even when you're driving her car.
I always ask, well, what would a king do in this situation? The king don't get driven around by the queen, you know.
Exactly. Yep. You don't
I
let a
ask
woman
myself that
drive.
many situations. What would the king do in this situation?
Yeah.
It's
And we all know
just
women are bad drivers anyways. Like
right.
we all know women are the worst drivers. So I mean, let's be honest here. Like I only trust me to drive.
The Polish ones are pretty good, actually. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they are. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I
I dated a couple.
I went to
Yeah.
Poland. I recommend everybody go to Poland for vacation. Oh, it's so amazing. Beautiful, clean, safe. We, parties go till 10 in the morning, and every third girl was hot. Crazy. Crazy. I've never seen this. Every third girl in Poland was beautiful.
Did you approach any?
Heaven on
So
earth.
when you were in Poland, did you approach any women?
I hope this doesn't get too. Yes, absolutely. All the time.
Okay.
All the time. It pretty much always worked.
So how was your approach? Like for guys out there, what's your usual approach when you see a beautiful woman?
I would start doing a regular conversation, but Last night I started. I used the line from you, and then I added to it. When I made eye contact with a girl, I said, "Hey, where do I know you from? Or do we know each other?" And she said, "No." I was like, "Oh, you must just be really attracted to me," and it worked. Towards the end, I tried it 2 times. It worked both times. They loved it.
I
They loved
love that. I love because it's funny and it's a curveball. I like
it.
that.
Right. Like I said, 2 times it worked at the end, and got a bunch of numbers. And
Let's stay on this topic for a second because so many guys, they always message me like, what's the best line to send, or what's the thing I need to say to this girl when I want to approach her? And I'm always like, dude, the line doesn't matter. The line literally doesn't matter. All it is a reasonable excuse to start a conversation with her. And then from there, that's when the magic happens. No girl is like, oh, he used the best pickup line on me, I'm in love. All it is how do you creatively, or even just in a very simple way, have an excuse to start a conversation? Like Camille said there, because that's a great one that Czar mentioned before, is like you lock eyes with a girl and you say, hey, where do I know you from? Or, oh, I know you from somewhere. That's it. That's all the magic you need. The same thing could be you walk up to a group of women and you just go, hey, I got a quick question for you guys. And you can ask them about anything. Are
Mhm.
aliens real? Like, it doesn't even matter what the line is. It's the guy that has the initiative to start a conversation. And then women just see, how do you hang? Like, once you're in there, it's the energy, it's that attitude thing. So it's like, it doesn't matter how you get in there. All it is a little excuse. So, like, what else do you think of Czar or Camille about approaching women? Like,
I
there's,
think,
you don't
like you
need a
said,
line.
Adam, it's confidence. If you, because two of the same guys who look the same, have the same height, same money, same good looks, they could use the same line. But the guy who has no confidence is going to get blown out of the water before the conversation even starts. So I've gotten women by saying, "Excuse me, I just wanted to let you know you have a fantastic ass." But it's the way I said it because I didn't give a fuck about getting her number. But then when they laugh at it and you see the response, especially the younger the girl, the more alpha and bold you have to be, it works like a charm. But it's how you say it. The line doesn't even fucking matter. But the whole key to that is the way you say it with confidence. And that line, don't I know you from somewhere? You look familiar. We didn't meet last week at name some bar. Oh, you weren't that girl I met that bought me a drink at such and such place? Because now that raises your value. Like, wait a minute, a girl bought you a drink? Okay. Is it
right.
real? No. Does she have to know that? No.
You want to appear like you've had so. You want to appear like you have options. That was a huge one. Just have them know that they have options. Or she would even say, "Why you have options?" Oh, I absolutely have options. Of course, I have options. Always. And them knowing that is so huge. And you keep reminding them you do. I keep reminding. You know, they're emotional. You can't, never bored. She was never bored with me, man. You gotta play with them, with their emotions a little bit, you know, like one little thing that I do, it's a little trick, I guess. Before I hang out with a girl on a date, uh, I would, before I get there, like 10 or 15 minutes before, I'll text her like, fuck. And then she's like, what happened? And she'll be like, you're gonna kill me. And then nothing. And then they're like, what's good? They start calling you, texting you, if you're freaking out, you get there, they're like, what happened? What? Nothing. I was just fucking with you. And they were just going crazy right before I got there, man. So I'm already making them get crazy. Then I get there, man. It's if you know what you're doing, man. It can be a really good time. It's fun. It's fun.
Guys, take notes. Take notes with what Camille said because that's fucking golden. Right before you have a date, let's say before you're picking her up or 10, 15 minutes, call her or text her and say, hey, listen, my cat, something happened, whatever. Make
No,
something
no.
funny that you can't make it. And then when they're like, oh, what? I got ready. Babe, I'm just kidding. I'm right in front of your door. Right? Because that's the
Right,
emotional high that
right.
you want to get them at. But I love that text you sent them. Fuck. And then wait, I can't see you or some shit. Right. But it
Yeah, I
worked.
don't say that. No, I don't say anything. I'll just say fuck. Like, oh, you're gonna kill me, and I'm not gonna say any details or anything.
Yeah, he makes her think
Yeah.
that she thinks he's about to cancel on her, and then it just freaks her out. But he never says anything like that. He's like, nothing. I was just messing with you.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
It
well.
works
I think an important point you said too with the options thing about women knowing you have options, because I know for me, I would imagine it was the same for you guys. I remember I used to think a woman thinking I have options is a bad thing. She wants to know that I'm going to be loyal to her and my eyes are only for her. So I would do the opposite early on when I was just a total simp out there, where I would want her to know, like, oh, she's like, are you talking to anyone else? I'm like, no, no one else. Like, it's just you. Like, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a player. My eyes are just for you. And it's virtually the opposite that women are attracted to. The guy that leads with, "Oh, you're the only one for me." She's like, "Oh, gross. No other girl wants you. I don't want you either." Versus when she knows she can feel that you have other women, then she's like, "Oh, other women want you. That means you have 5-star ratings on Amazon. That means that I probably am going to like you too." So now she wants to explore this and get to know you more.
another thing is Zara always says, never defend yourself and go with it. You go with whatever they say. When they say something dumb, you respond. You go with it. It'll be make the man, but you never ever defend yourself in any situation. Whatever she tries to attack you for, you go with it. In
Double up. So what he's trying to say is
100% of the time.
what he's trying to say is always double up. You never defend yourself. So I'll
Never.
give you an example. If a girl ever says, "Oh, how big is your, you know what? How big is your penis?" She just randomly says that to you when you're on your way back to your place. First time you're about to sleep with her. And then you're wondering, why is she asking me this? And she says, "Oh, I can only feel it if it's 8 inches or more." And then you look at her and you say, "Actually, it's the size of a Tic Tac." At least still fresh in your breath, though. So you double down. You don't try defending yourself or seeking her approval. Like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, it's big. I'm gonna make you come like crazy." No, you don't do any of that shit. Okay. Or if she says, "Are you always this cocky?" "Yeah, I'm glad you noticed." Or, "Yes, I'm glad you like it." You
I
never defend yourself.
If a girl finds another woman's panties at your place, and I get that you could use this to raise your social status and intentionally put them out there. I don't want that. I can, like, I don't want the extra drama. But when a woman does find something like that, she finds another girl's panties, instead of me, backtracking, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and all that. If I get caught red-handed and she sees that and knows that, I'm just like, "Oh, no, I'm pretty sure those are yours." Instead of me scrambling, try to apologize, I'm like, I'm pretty sure those are yours, aren't they? Or, well, I mean, you can have those though. They'll probably fit you there. I'll give you those if you want a free pair. So like that's the idea of, like, instead of defending yourself, you just roll with it. You don't back up, because it's like quicksand. The more you try to fumble and back up with women, the deeper in the quicksand you get. When you just relax, keep calm, then you can actually escape the quicksand.
100%.
I also like the Lost and Found box. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh God, never fails, man.
they love it. They love it. They price raise the hell out of them. It's hilarious.
That teaches them to never leave shit at your place ever again.
It goes back to how important it is for women to know that you have the potential to attract other women. So even if you're in a relationship, and like we mentioned before, it's like I don't ever recommend or condone cheating, but women need to know, whether you're just single and dating or you're in a relationship, she needs to know that you have the power to attract women. Because when you have the power to attract other women, the woman you're with, she knows that she has competition and she has to keep playing by the rules. She has to keep trying to adding value to your life, because she knows that if she doesn't, then you'll find another girl that will. Where guys get themselves in trouble, like we said before, is when girls think you have no other women, or you're telling women, "I don't want any other women, it's only you." Then they do not have the incentive to be on their best behavior, because they're like, "I can do whatever I want with this guy. He'll always take me back." Or, "Oh, this guy, I'm not worried about him. He's not going to get another girl. I can do whatever I want and run the show, and he'll have to take me back because he doesn't have any other options." So women need to know that you're a guy that can attract women, or else they will not treat you with the respect that you know you deserve.
And how do you do that? You take care of yourself like Camille does. You groom yourself. You're well kept. You have a good sense of style. And she knows other women are checking you out. You're not disrespecting her. You're not flirting with these women in front of her, but you're being friendly. You're being likable. She has to see these traits. She has to see other women checking you out because women see everything. She sees the women that are turning, you're making them turn their heads and they're staring at you. Your girl notices that. She sees that if you can't turn one head or you're not likable by other women, there's no incentive of her being with you or not disrespecting you or not cheating on you.
She would never. She would never disrespect me at all. It's impossible, because I never fucked up. I never fucked up. And when you know the things that, when you know those things that you can do, all the other stuff doesn't matter. Most things doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if she likes you. Doesn't even, she doesn't have to, as long as she's attracted to you.
That's a great mindset to have too. That you mentioned that a couple of times, Camille, where you're like, I know I don't make mistakes, and that's how I feel like when we get to dating apps or texting. I'm like, I don't care how many guys this girl's texting, they're gonna make mistakes and I won't. So I don't need to force it. I don't need to rush it. I'm like, I'm totally confident that this girl's gonna be mine. And it's like if you walk around with that attitude, like Camille knows, then that's such a different mindset than most guys walking around going, oh, what should I say to get her to like me? Or, oh no, if I say this, that's it's just a whole totally different mindset when you have that player mindset and you're just like, nah, she's gonna like me. I don't make mistakes. I can do no wrong. That is like pure attraction to a woman because most guys play it safe. They are worried about what they're about to say or what. Oh well, if I don't take her out to this nice place, she probably won't like me. Oh, if I don't give her this extravagant date, she probably won't show up. Versus like, no, me, Czar, and Camille. No, it's like no, we're fine. No matter what situation, we're fine. We're not going to make a mistake. It's her loss, and that is a really important mindset. I don't know, guys listening to this on the podcast. Like, I don't know, I don't even know if they understand that mindset until it kind of happens to them. But it's it's just a totally different evolution of mind than going in playing scared.
I can't tell you guys how important it is to let your woman know that other women want you, that other women are checking you out when you're out on